This caring cat cleverly senses danger and hops on its hind legs to release a toddler's hands from a scorching hot oven. Once this heavily intoxicated man sobers up, he's going to be very grateful that he had his super protective dog by his side to keep watch. These two men simulate a staged assault to trigger their elephant, who's been incredibly well trained to come to the rescue. When a vicious and aggressive swan randomly performs a sneak attack on a father and daughter, their loyal pup springs into action to protect them. Without hesitation, this tiny puppy leaps into a raging river to rescue its owner, who is struggling to keep his head above water. In a tragic turn of events, a 4-year-old boy fell into a gorilla enclosure at the zoo, and the only way to save the young boy's life was to put down the gorilla. This 84-year-old man's life was miraculously saved when his cat, named Fluffy, managed to retrieve his cell phone after a terrible fall in the shower that rendered him trapped for 16 hours.
I said, "Fluffy, ring-a-ding, Fluffy." And I said, "You're my only hope." And he was. It wasn't even 5 minutes later I felt something in my hand. And I'm here because of it.
Two loyal dogs joined forces to fend off a gigantic venomous cobra snake that's slithering toward a 1-year-old toddler that's taking a nap. As a protective measure to never let her blood sugar get too low, this diabetic dog owner smartly trained her dog to remind her to always take her medication.
I always have police next to me, so don't worry about that. Yeah. Oh, no. Good boy.
As this baby cries in agony, her pet golden retriever stands guard against her mom that's screaming at her for no reason. After wandering into a giant maze of a cornfield, this young boy's life was saved by his two dogs when they continuously barked until rescuers found him.
Mission lost for safely proof that a dog isn't just a man's best friend, he's a boy's best friend too.
A boy and his dog, and a cornfield.
This ferocious German Shepherd was amazingly trained by its owner to attack any individual that presents a threat to his tiny daughter. When a lion tried to attack one of the workers at this MGM Grand Display in Las Vegas, the lioness tries to calm her partner down and saves the worker from a vicious attack. This couple's house was filled up with carbon monoxide after accidentally leaving their car running in the garage. And thanks to their cat clawing at them in bed to alert them, their lives were saved.
And he went over to Dale and he smacked him in the face with his claws out and then bit him. Well, that upset Dale. So Bob saved us from carbon monoxide.
When this savvy parrot noticed that this baby was choking to death, it repeatedly announced, "Mama, baby, to notify her mom of the emergency.
He says mama, but he has not said baby since the incident. He won't say it. He refuses. And he hadn't said it before that, and that's what set me off. That's what made me know that it was Hannah that was in trouble.
This pod of young dolphins teamed up to distract and ultimately derail an attack that a giant hammerhead shark was staging on a defenseless diver. Puncture wounds and 30 stitches later, this courageous dog named Rocky nearly died after protecting its owners from a massive mountain lion. As this injured man gets tended to by paramedics, his loving pup yelps in fear as it senses something has gone terribly wrong. This cautious woman that experiences seizures keenly trained her dog to wedge itself under her head to prevent serious head trauma. After a glass gets accidentally broken, this confused house cat viciously attacks the babysitter, and the result is frightening to watch. Thanks to this heroic cat, this young boy's life was saved from a deadly attack by a huge stray dog that was wandering the streets.
Kenapa?